in with Jim Ladner.
My biggest worry was tripping. So my name is Jim Ladley. I am running for my third term for the school board of Lincoln County. With me today is my wife Tricia. Just a little bit about myself. We have graduated 4 kids out of the Troy School District. Both my wife and I graduated from Troy back in 1989. So I actually live on the property I grew up on, so I tell people I haven't made it very far. But we're very happy and proud of a lot of the things that we have accomplished over the last few years with the school district. The main goal and objective is always to provide a successful education experience for our kids and get them prepared to take on life when they do graduate from Troy Buchanan. So we take that very seriously. We try to make opportunities for every kid out there, whether you're at the top of your class academically, or even the kids that are, they're struggling to actually get the diploma. And we're making a lot of strides on making that a reality for these kids, especially when it comes to, if you go 15 years back in time or more, there's always hey, let's push kids to go to college. Well, guess what? Not every kid, wants to go to college, or that's not on their horizon. So we want to make the academic experience where we're including all of them and getting them ready for success moving forward. So on the next ballot, I appreciate your vote, and if you have any questions, I will be in the boardroom right here. Thank you.
All right, that's all we have for R3 School District Director. Got 2 for City of Troy Alderman, Ward 1. Do Preston Gebhardt first.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. It's an honor to stand before you as candidate of Alderman of Ward 1 for the City of Troy. My name is Preston Gebhardt, and I'm running because I firmly believe in the future of our community. And I know with great leadership we can unlock that full potential of our city. I've lived in Troy for 8 years. I've spent the last 23 and a half years serving my communities as a law enforcement officer, with the last 4 years here with the Lincoln County Sheriff's Department. Those 23 and a half years have taught me valuable lessons about leadership, accountability, and the importance of working together to solve problems. When you spend that much time on the front lines, you develop a deep understanding of the challenges people face every day, and you learn how to approach issues with both compassion and strength. I'm ready to bring that experience to the Board of Aldermen to serve our community in a new way. One of my top priorities is economic development. Our city has so much untapped potential that we need a clear plan to support growth. That means creating a business-friendly environment, helping local businesses expand, and attracting new investment to our community. When businesses succeed, they create jobs, strengthen our tax base, and improve the overall quality of life. I want to work with local business owners, developers, and community leaders to build a strong and sustainable economic foundation for the future. But we have to accomplish real progress, to accomplish real progress, we need board cohesiveness. Too often we've seen division and gridlock on the Board of Aldermen, and that prevents us from moving forward. I'm committed to building strong working relationships with my fellow board members, even when we don't agree. I believe that respectful debate and collaboration lead to better decisions and stronger outcomes for our city. We need to come together with a shared focus on doing what's best for the people we serve. Another key issue is planning and zoning. Growth is important, but it needs to be smart and well managed. That means making thoughtful decisions about how and where we develop, ensuring that our infrastructure can support growth, and protecting the character of our neighborhoods. We need to anticipate future needs and avoid the mistakes that come from short-term thinking. I'm committed to working with the city planners and residents to create a vision for sustainable growth that reflects the needs and values of our communities. Of course, public safety will always be a top priority for me. Having spent more than 2 decades in law enforcement, I understand the challenges our police officers face. I know the importance of providing them with the tools, training, and resources they need to do their jobs effectively. But public safety isn't just about policing. It's about building trust between the community and those who protect it. We need to strengthen that relationship and create a culture where everyone feels safe and supported. And finally, we need to focus on public works. Our infrastructure is the foundation of our city, and we can't afford to neglect it. That means improving our roads, sidewalks, and utilities, ensuring that city services are reliable and responsive. It also means investing in parks, public spaces, and community facilities that improve our quality of life. A strong public work plan is key to creating a city that functions well and feels like home. This campaign is not about me, it's about us. It's building a city where businesses thrive, families feel safe, and neighborhoods are connected. It's about working together to create a future we can all be proud of. I'm ready to serve, I'm ready to lead, and with your support, I know we can accomplish great things together. I humbly ask for your vote, and I promise to work every day to earn the trust you place in me. Thank you.
All right, running against Preston is Terry Huffman.
Designed to be there. We are a growing community that has reached a point where we need more officers out. Sometime in the near future, I would like something along the line of a recplex, somewhere people can go to and engage in activities year-round. Another issue is our budget. Currently, Troy does a flatline budget. This isn't the best use of our funds. We need a proper budget, and in order to do that, we need for the department heads and aldermen to work together. We need to build and work on a budget that is conducive to the growth and needs of our city. The city's best budget is one that's transparent and in line with community goals and ensures the efficient allocation of resources to meet the needs of our citizens. Troy has a number of issues. There is not enough time to discuss them all, and some mention need more discussion. Do we go on as we have, or do we make the needed changes? One thing is for sure, if we don't engage and change how we deal with our issues, we are going to continue to fail to move forward. We must look forward to the future for our youth, our families, and the city. I ask those of you who live in Ward 1, please go and vote for me April 8th. I would appreciate your vote and the opportunity to make Troy better and move to the future. Thank you.
All right, moving on to Ward 2, we have Mitch Bryant.
Anybody hear me okay? Sure. My name is Mitch Bryant, longtime resident of Troy and graduate of TPHS in 2000. My kids attended, and my youngest still attends the high school. At one point in my life, I lived on Cherry Street, rode my bike in the neighborhood from Main Street up to Flynn Drilling at the private pool that I used to go to. I walked the streets and had friends in the area that I hung out with. My wife and I moved back to the neighborhood in Ward 2 about 5 years ago. I work as a union electrician with Reinhold Electric. I've gone through leadership training through the Carpenters Union and have held leadership positions in my career. I'm running for alderman because I can be a person who can bring new ideas and a new ear to the voters in the city, helping with the renters and making sure they have proper housing and hold the landlords accountable by getting occupancy permits, listen to the citizens in Ward 2 and get our roads to better conditions and help the city of Troy grow. These are just a few things of concern. I am one to ask questions and get the whole picture before making a decision. I'm a person who gets along with many different types of people and backgrounds and can look at all sides of the issues that are of concern. I would love our city of Troy to be what it used to be and give my input where we can go from here.
Hello 1. Anybody here from Ward 2? Besides mine. There, we got one. Okay, well, anyways, I was hoping maybe we'd get some people from Ward 2. My name's Steve Jones. I'm rerunning for Alderman Ward 2. I've been married for 47, to give you a little background myself so you get to know me. I've been married for 47 years to the same beautiful woman. And we have 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls. We have 12 grandchildren and a couple extra because of some new marriages that are happening. I'm a proud member of the VFW here in Troy and also the American Legion. And in those positions, and when I was with the VFW, well, I'm still with VFW, I was the commander for 3 years, and I was also the district commander for District 9, which was in charge of 20 different VFWs. So leadership role is, I've been there a lot. In the military, I was in the U.S. Navy. I joined in 1974 and ended up in Vietnam in '75 during the evacuation. So I love my military background. I also was in the Air National Guard for many years. The biggest vision, I think, of most all candidates is a lot of people's issues in the streets. We know they're getting better. They are working on them, but it takes time. The parks, they could do better on the parks too. But I think I've done a good job in the last 2 years, or 4 years, excuse me. And I would definitely like your vote. Feel free to definitely come over and talk to me about any of your concerns. So thank you very much.
All right, City of Troy, Ward 3, we have 2 candidates here. I won't butcher the name this time. Michael Casada.
Good evening, everybody. How's everyone doing today? Just a little introduction about myself. My name is Mike Casada. I am an Army veteran, I should say retiree. I spent 29 years in the Army, retired in 2020, spent a tour in Iraq, in 2025 in Balad, they like to call it Motorigaville. As being in the Army, what I ended up doing was working in administration, communications, and logistics. And that's where it comes in with the City of Troy of not having a balanced budget. So as a logistics person, you have to learn how to balance a budget, be careful with the federal government's money, because it's their money and they'll come back and get you. So one thing that you have to be very, very mindful of is you got to be accountable for every penny that you spend and the reason why you had to spend it. And that's one thing that I've seen at alderman meetings is sitting there and you see money going out, money going out, money going out, but yet we don't have a balanced budget where it's in the negative. Okay, where's this money coming from, number one? And if we're paying our taxes, what is our tax dollars doing? Because if we're in the negative, I don't see anything being worked out with that. So, also, like I said, the other candidates that spoke about, the streets are being fixed. Getting tired of driving down a road, seeing a pothole, having to avoid a pothole, wait for our car to move. And like I said, we've had some patchwork that has been done, and we know how much rain we're getting and how bad the weather has gotten. And that patchwork that's been done has been like uplifted and no longer there, and all of a sudden you still have another pothole. So with that, again, no city administrator. I believe the last 2 had the job, and then some way or another didn't come in and take the job and decided not to go anymore. So that's something that needs to be fixed. And like I said, being in the service, you've learned, to put your soldiers first. Soldiers always had come first for me, especially at the rank that I was at. And it's the same thing here with the city, the same thing at work. I put my crew first, making sure they're taken care of before I'm taken care of. And here, making sure the citizens of Troy are taken care of and making sure that everything is good to go. And like I said, it's just one of those things that I find an honor to be running as the alderman for Ward 3. So I ask for your vote, April 8th. Thank you.
All right, running against Michael is Dennis Peter.
Good evening, everybody. First, I'd like to thank the Libertarians, the Republican, and the Democratic committees for putting this on. My name is Dennis Deere. I first became an alderman in 2006. Right now, the way it stands, I've got more experience than all the board members combined. Even if I lose and 2 new people take over, I still have more years of service than they do. The only one that even comes close is the mayor, and he's 4 years short of mine. When you get into these things and you hear different people talk about the budget for the city, it's one of those things that a lot of people don't understand. We have $23 million in the coffers of the city of Troy. That makes you wonder why the streets aren't fixed. I know they brought up about Cherry Street. They've allocated another $75,000 to repair the street when it was brought to their attention. Harold Horner, myself, and Rachel Doonard all went to the mayor with the engineer that was doing the work, said this is the way it had to be done so they could unload telephone poles to where that little lot is beside it. The mayor wouldn't agree with us. Now they're spending another $75,000 to redo that street. The money's been allocated, nothing's been done. As far as city administrator, I'm the only one that's ever worked with a city administrator. My first night on the job in 2006 is when we hired Bob Frank. Wonderful guy. Here I am, I got to decide whether or not to vote for and hire this gentleman, and I'd never seen him. I was in the dark, I will admit it. Anyway, we hired Bob. Bob did an excellent job, he really did. The reason he didn't stay was one, he was getting up in the years, and him and Fees couldn't get along, so Bob moved back to Kansas City. The reason we don't have a city administrator now is because they hired one, and the mayor told him, he said, this board may hire you, but the next board will fire you. That's not good. That's not good leadership. Like I said, I've been involved in this for so long, and they talk about a balanced budget. I'll just make this as simple as I can. Most people have a checking account and a savings account. You keep just enough money in a checking account to operate your daily operations. When you run low, you take money out of the savings account to fill the void. What the city has done is every year, when they go into their budget, they got their general budget is where they put the money, but they keep all the rest of the money over here. The money's there. Which brings up, why aren't the streets being fixed? I don't know. The board has fell apart in the last couple of years. I don't know if I kept it together. I can't answer that question. But I do know that there's been so much dissension amongst the board in just in the last 2 years. I've worked with 19 different aldermen, 3 different mayors, 3 different city clerks, and we all seem to get along for a long time. But in the last few years, everything has kind of fell apart. I would like to get back on the board to bring that experience back to the board. If I am elected, we will hire a city administrator. It's desperately needed. You know, you can't have somebody that's trying to run the city that has absolutely no clue of how the future of the city. Do we want to bring in businesses? Yes, we do. We want to bring in businesses, we want to put them in the proper location. We don't want to just haphazardly stick them everywhere. There's certain things that we can't, you know, people bring up planning and zoning. I know the apartments that went on Boone Street, there was absolutely nothing to be done for those. They just approved to put apartments where Highway J meets 47. Now, low-income housing, probably going to be for a lot of younger people. There's no sidewalks. Those kids will be playing in the street, whether it be J, Boone Street, or 47. It should have never been allowed. It should have never been annexed into the city first, and then they turn around and bring in this apartment complex that's going to have 60 units in it. They tried to put it in another part that it failed, which was the same scenario. They need some kind of judgment, a little bit of leadership, the people to stand up and demand, and that's part of my problem. I've been vocal my entire life. I'm not afraid to tell people what I think. It offends people sometimes, but it is what it is. Like I said, I've been on the board since 2006. I miss Mark Cross. Mark was a great gentleman. He really was. I think Mark had a vision for the city, and he tried his best to adhere to that vision. I would like to continue on with part of Mark's vision because I think it is so important for the city and for the citizens of Troy. We can bring in businesses. We're going to grow. We're going to grow either as a bedroom community, but we need to bring in the businesses as well. But we have to have a place for those businesses as well. Right now, the board wants to spend $1.5 million on a road that goes absolutely nowhere. Figure that one out. So, in closing, I would like for people to educate themselves on all them people that are running, not just Ward 3, Ward 2, Ward 1, school board, everything. Educate yourself. Understand everything before you go to the ballot box and vote. And also, in closing, I've run these campaigns for many a year. Anybody wants to see a picture, I've been bitten by a dog, I've been cussed at, I've been yelled at, I've been welcomed inside. You know, there's a lot of great people in Troy. There really is. But when you're out there, don't take it for granted that you can stick signs on the corner of a piece of property because it's at the corner lot. If it comes up missing, it's probably because the homeowner or the business owner took it out. But be careful in everything you do. Do your best. Like I said, I've been bitten by a dog 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I blew my knee out, ripped my quad muscle off my kneecap on a Thursday, attended the meeting Monday night, and got criticized because I couldn't stand up for the American flag. I was lucky to be there. I had to be hauled laying down in the back of a car, the station wagon, put in a wheelchair and taken inside. So politics is a nasty animal. I'm not going to say it's not, it is. But like I said, everybody please be safe out there. Do your best. I wish everybody the best of luck. And may God bless you all. Thank you.
All right, and for the city of Silex, for mayor, we have Lynn Luckett.
Good evening. I just wanted to do that. A little levity. I'm Lynn Luckett. I'm running for mayor. This is my first full term. I took over in August of 23, and then I ran for a year unexpired term, and now this is my first full term. So, that year and a half ago, 1 month after I took office as mayor, we began a journey that I was really not sure we would make it through. Now, after spending $30,000 plus for bottled water that we were mandated by the EPA to give to our citizens because we had radionuclides in our water. We are on the cusp of having clear water flowing to the taps of all residents of Silex forever, leaving radionuclides and the violations that come with them in the rearview mirror. I know I'm probably supposed to talk about me tonight, but I'm choosing instead to take this opportunity to thank all the agencies, particularly locally, and I know you know who you are, and the Silex City Hall staff for helping to get us where we are today. Those guys in the maintenance department delivered, at one time they were delivering 200 cases of water a week. It's a lot of water. So I thank them for that. Once the pipeline gets connected, our long nightmare will be over and it will be downhill sailing from there. Otherwise, we have meters to get replaced, a rate study to do, and a tower to get built. We're also hoping to have the lift stations all completed on phase 1 of the wastewater project, and the notice to proceed has been issued for the drain fields for phase 2 and the lagoon rehab. In one section of Silex, we found water and sewer lines placed together many years ago, and we have embarked to get them the proper separation of at least 10 feet. Now, my focus will switch to the pitiful condition of our streets in Silex, as well as the storm drainage, sidewalks, and curbs we were promised in 2011 but never got. If you all think you got bad streets, come to Silex. We have gravel roads. We never did get the paved roads we were promised. So that's what I'm planning on doing. Next month, I will travel to Jeff City to speak to as many lawmakers as I can to plead our case for funding for safer streets and storm drainage. So, watch this space. And if there's any of you out there who know somebody who lives in Silex proper, who votes for in the city, ask them to vote for me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up all the speakers we had tonight. If you guys wouldn't mind, candidates, you can stick around, ask them any questions you have. That's all we got. Appreciate you guys coming out.